Get ready for Foodie and the Beast with Nycci and David Nellis. A foodie born and bred, Nycci loves dining out, chatting up chefs, and insider industry buzz. David thinks a great meal is a good burger, a brew, and a check for under 20 bucks. Foodie married Beast. Now they have the food and wine variety show that has everyone talking, from famous chefs, winemakers, and brewmasters to farmers, restaurant critics, and more. It's Foodie and the Beast, and it's on now.
Hi, everybody. It's David and Nycci Nellis. Welcome to Foodie and the Beast. We've got a great show today. We're going to start off in the raw with Elizabeth Petty from Elizabeth's Gone Raw. Elizabeth is going to tell us about how to eat and enjoy and prepare nature's bounty in its healthiest form, uncooked food. Raw dining is a real trend now around the country, and thanks to Elizabeth Petty and Elizabeth's Gone Raw, which is an enticing name for a business. It's established a foothold here, and we were talking before the show, and honestly, except for salad and sushi, I don't really understand. I don't know what raw dining means, so tell us about it.
Raw food is unpasteurized. There's no meat, no dairy, no processed sugar, no caffeine. Most people, I think, are under the impression that raw food is, as David mentioned, salad. So if you're not familiar with raw dining, I'd love to introduce you to not only the health benefits, but to all the variety of foods that you can eat on a raw food diet.
When you say, no sugar, no this, no that, it sounds like no fun. So I'm anxious to try and see what you...
Well, I'll tell you what you're going to try today. I've brought in three different items. One is a raw tiramisu. We use agave nectar in it, which is from the agave plant from Mexico. We do use raw maple syrup, and we, that's kind of a natural sweetener.
Sure.
So it's the processed sugar that's so harmful to you. Would you like for me to address one in particular right now?
Well, yeah, no, I think we should back up a little bit.
Okay.
I think what we really need to do is discuss what raw dining is and how you got involved with it. Because you own a catering company here. You've been in the catering business for 20 years. How did you... First, let's discuss what raw means to you and how you started serving it to the public.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2009, April of 2009, and did a lot of research on integrative healing. So I took a traditional approach with chemotherapy and radiation and another infusion drug, but simultaneously transitioned my diet to raw foods. Enzymes are really, really critical, if not the most critical or important thing to know about raw food. The reason people are raw foodists, it really is, it's for health. Clearly it's for health. These foods, living foods, are enzyme rich. And what that means, enzymes act as catalysts in your cells, and they help oxygenate your blood. Cancer cannot live in an oxygenated environment. Or any other disease for that matter. So what the whole point here is to try to separate your red blood cells to get oxygen flowing through your bloodstream and to strengthen your white blood cells and your lymphatic system, which are your natural, they're your army. They go out and they're going to fight all disease. So,
but when doing the raw foods, like cooking it at 118 degrees, what are you doing to manipulate the food in order, like, for example, we're looking at the tiramisu and your other dish here. Just explain what this dish is.
It's a shaved fennel and spinach tartlet with truffle cream. It's served on a balsamic sauce with pea tendrils. Now, the only part of that particular dish that's been dehydrated is the shell. So everything else is raw. The nuts have been soaked and dehydrated, again, to release the enzyme inhibitors. You want, the more enzymes you have in your body, the healthier you are. So,
So
now-
is the whole basis of raw dining strictly based on getting these nutrients? I mean, was that how it all came to fruition?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I think you should give your critique of the tartlet we just ate because it was
You
so
know,
delicious.
and I am a meatball. I mean, if it's not pretty basic, it's really not for me. That was delicious.
And that's not just his shape.
That's truffle. Sorry, what are those 7 words? Right. No, but I think what nails it, I love fennel anyways, but the truffle paste really just blows it up.
Well, and as I was saying off air, it's a very satisfying dish because there's crunch and there's cream, there's texture, but it's not. I don't mean it's heavy. It's not light. Like you feel like it sort of takes like it gets all your senses going. Umami. Can you tell us a little bit how these desserts translate to in raw terms?
Well, I'll talk about the tiramisu because you're about to taste that.
Okay, great.
There's no dairy, no egg, no processed sugar. So what you're eating, there's dates, almond flour, agave, raw organic vanilla, raw cacao, coconut butter.
Sounds like a cow with a stutter.
Coconut milk.
This is delicious.
It is delicious.
What's the sort of the grainier texture? What am I tasting?
Nuts.
Nuts?
Yes, you're tasting nuts.
Good.
Now, most of you'll find that a lot of the desserts have similar ingredients: dates, nuts, coconut. It's a real nice natural sweetener.
Okay.
And we use the young Thai coconuts, which is very important, not the older ones. The meat's very soft in the coconut. So we mix the coconut water with the meat, puree that to make the milk. So we're selling 3 different desserts: a pumpkin cheesecake, tiramisu, and pecan pie.
Great. And how can people find you? And how can people find out about your dinners? Like, how can people reach out and get to try this raw dining?
You can go to our website, elizabethsgoneraw.com, and get on our mailing list, please, country. So.
Great.
All right, well, thank you.
I just want to ask one more question because I'm sure people do not know the answer to this. What about calories? I mean, are these very high caloric foods?
They are. What you're eating is high in calories, but a lot of the fat is good fat.
Okay.
And this is not the kind of food that you're going to dine on every day. I mean, you wouldn't be eating tiramisu cake every day or the truffle cream
She
tart.
obviously doesn't know me. I got all kinds of good fat.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this